And, I'm going to go further into the Overwatch competitive hole and see where that takes me.
I saw you talking about you want to get a keypad.
Yeah, I was thinking about it.
Fucking stupid.
No, so I...
So harsh.
Is it a bad thing?
You have a keypad right there.
Yeah. So I think I might have a solution. So this was a discussion I was having with a lot of people online, and the basics of it.
I don't know. I have a really strong reaction to keypad users.
You just take the other keys out of your keyboard. It's that easy.
It's that simple.
I mean, look, it's really.
Keypads are cool.
I'm not an FPS guy. I've never
why
have been.
keypad specifically?
Because my problem with keyboards is, and I know, like, whatever, target on my back for this, but I don't. Like
you lose the key.
WASD is in the middle of a bunch of keys, and I don't naturally find them, so I don't want to accidentally press E and F when I want W and D.
You need about 8 extra years of practice.
Yeah, well, guess what? What the fuck, right?
Well,
so now that I'm in
that's your fault.
Take those keys out of your keyboard.
Now, I wouldn't have had a problem, really, if the fact that the controller sensitivity is not the same on a mouse as it is on a
Hell
thing.
No, it's not.
So you set both to the maximum, and the turning speed is still different.
You can't.
Right?
You can't, no.
Did you see that thing this week about how someone discovered that the aim assist on the consoles is actually fucked?
How so?
Certain things, like Genji jumping, make the aim of other players move away from the targeted character.
Huh.
So, like, under normal circumstances, it kind of pushes you a little towards the character, but like he showed like a test of it, and like when Genji jumps, it pushes away from Genji.
Huh.
And a Blizzard guy said we're gonna look into this.
So here's the thing: that aim assist is not on PC.
No,
of course,
right?
Which means that
it's not a surprise.
Which means you get torn up if you play with a controller on PC.
So I mean, Reinhardt, most people say it's not a big deal, but
no, you're right.
But guess what?
What?
Turning around is still slower.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And then Zarya, still, again, you don't need to worry about headshots, not as big a deal. But you need to keep the pointer on the guy.
And,
or the ground. If you want to shoot the explosive to the ground. And
Roadhog.
You want to, which you can't do properly, because to get that on a controller as well, to look down at the ground and look back up, it's too slow.
Yeah.
It takes too long.
You don't get to look back up.
Roadhog,
on the
other hand, and D.Va do require your mouse and keyboard, particularly Roadhog.
Yeah.
You need to point where they're gonna be.
Yeah, so that's why I was asking about a keypad, because I'm like, in my brain, it would solve my problem to not have the other buttons in the way and just have the 4 that I need.
I would honestly
right?
say but you would get used to it relatively quickly. You just have to drill down and do it.
I think what I would like, what would I be optimal would be an expensive keyboard where the texture on those keys is different, but what I'm probably going to
do that yourself.
What I'm probably going to do
just put a tape on it.
Is remap the numpad or these actual arrows.
Oh.
And then just put control and 0 as my two abilities.
Man, that's the beauty of a keyboard is you can fucking do whatever you want.
I'm also not on a desk. I'm on my lap.
Yeah, I also play with
my
lap.
mouse is on a fucking armrest.
The difference is I have the ottoman, so I put my feet up, so my lap is a more stable thing than just sitting.
It's not optimal, but anyway, whatever. That's what that was about. That's why I made that tweet.
Yeah.
I've been going full Overwatch. Yeah. Esports.
I've fallen off a little bit. I'm waiting for the new patch to come out that has the new map. Because I don't play on the PTR because I fucking hate that.
I've been playing on the PTR.
Oh, you're sick.
We've been practicing.
You're fucking sick.
We've been practicing, man. It's coming together.
Fucking PTR.
Now that I, for the first time in my life,
you bastard,
feel like I'm playing the game.
You're a fucking piece of shit.
It's the worst. I'm not going to defend it. I'm not going to defend it. If you thought I was going to come here and defend it, you're fucking wrong.
Like, for real, how is your left wrist?
It is more than fine because it's a Wiimote.
Oh, it's your... What?
It feels like
You're doing what?
It feels like a Wiimote.
Okay, explain to the people.
Here's what's going on, guys. All right. So, I was playing Overwatch on the PC.
Human garbage.
With a controller like a madman.
Right.
Pause for dramatic effect.
Like, you were at a stated disadvantage.
Has everyone stopped recoiling? Good. Yeah. All right. No aim assist on the PC.
No.
Why would there be? The sensitivity
would be too good.
The sensitivity, or too bad, when Genji double jumps, the aim assist pushes away.
May is stronger on the console.
Yeah. So you got this whole thing where you put the sensitivity to the highest on a controller and you hold left or right and you're still not turning as fast as you would with a mouse, right? Mm-hmm. You're just at a disadvantage. I started to feel that really hard very clearly.
Well, yeah.
All right. And it's like, and so the claim that it doesn't matter, just play Reinhardt.
No.
It's not true.
No,
because
he still
even
turns
as
quicker.
Reinhardt, your shield will not turn around as quickly as you want it to, right? So, and furthermore, like the spinning of your hitbox when you're swinging your hammer, your hitbox has corners.
No,
you want to get those corners
anyone
out
who
there.
ever claimed that for any first-person shooter has always been full of shit, and you should have never listened to them in the first place.
No, mouse and keyboard is better for FPS because the mouse is faster.
Yes.
So,
yes, it
it's
is.
It's not as comfortable
It's
for
not
a
a
lot of
debate.
people.
Yeah.
And for other games,
Yep.
it's different. But for an FPS, it's not.
It's not- it's not like-
get out of
there's
here.
No, there's no debate.
Yeah.
There's no. This
unlike
is,
stick versus pad on a fighting game where that you can do
or
relatively the same
or
things.
a stealth game.
Right.
Keyboard.
Sure.
You don't want keyboard for a stealth game versus a stick, right?
But
Actually, Chaos Theory had a really, really fantastic mouse and keyboard
use the
control
scroll
setup.
wheel, right?
We used the scroll wheel to make him move faster. Or slower.
oh, really?
It was really precise.
Do you remember Hitman 1 on the keyboard? Dude,
Yeah.
you had
Yeah, I
a
do.
radial
Yeah, I do.
of walk buttons
It's-
that went from slow walk to normal to run.
Yeah.
Expanding out from your WASD. It was madness.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what
Scroll wheel's much better.
so I jump on the mouse and keyboard, but here's the thing. You know my setup.
Yeah.
I'm on a couch. I've got an
I
armrest.
bought this couch that we're sitting on for mouse and keyboard play, and that's why I have this big armrest.
I
at
see that
perfect-
fat armrest.
I sat down and checked all of them
Yeah.
until I was like, yeah.
Never
and
even-
I put my feet up and I can balance my keyboard perfectly on my lap, so it's fine.
Never thought about it once
But you
because
don't have,
why the
you-
fuck would
you-
I?
You have a squishy couch.
and I don't play first-person shooters, so why
Yeah.
would I care about that, right?
Well, you do now.
Now I'm in there and I'm like, this is not working, and I'm using my mouse and I'm using my keyboard, and the mouse is I'm like, all right, that's fine.
The keyboard's kind of flopping.
The keyboard's flopping, and I have the problem where I can't fucking reliably get my hand on WASD.
you don't have your home keys burned in.
And exactly. And I know that it's like, yeah, well, you're a scrub. You don't have enough practice on it. I understand. You're right. It's true. But I'm just not comfortable in the middle of that sea of keys. And I know how to type, no problem. And I can find the little indentation.
Yeah, but like your two-handed home keys are not the same as your left-handed.
And it
home
matters
keys.
so much more. So when I accidentally press E instead of W, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Right? And I know that you can put the little stickers to kind of, do whatever and whatnot, but ultimately I'm like, this is still on my lap and it's not comfortable. So
You would have to go through a relatively significant learning process.
my next step was, how's keypads, guys? Anyone ever do that thing? And I asked about it, so people sent some answers.
They're not great.
It seemed like there were at least two types that would have been okay for me. However, they're both made for tables. They're not made for your lap.
No.
The way your wrist wraps around it.
Like, you want the Phantom lap board.
I saw one of those. I saw one of the crazy dinner tray fucking setups you could get going, and I was like, "Oh God, please don't let me have to stoop to this level." Then one game, jokingly, after fucking going, everyone's like, "I'm playing with the guys," and they're like, "So how's it going, Woolie, on the keyboard?" And I'm like, "I fucking hate it." Right, and at one point,
it's terrible because you can feel the power in your left hand, but you can feel the jank in your left.
It's
hand.
so bad.
Sorry, you can feel the power in your right hand. You can feel the jank in your left hand.
and like my pinky's on left shift, and like I don't mean to tap it, but I do accidentally, and then I do a Reinhardt charge, and I'm like, "Fuck everything about this. I'm done." I grab the controller.
So now you're
again.
on steering wheel and pedals.
I grab the controller again, but I don't let go of the mouse. And I'm like, hold on a minute.
Do you like lie the controller on your
On
leg?
my lap. On my lap,
yeah, okay.
right? And I'm like, hold on a minute. The game is letting me do this and continue to look around. But the HUD is freaking out.
Yeah.
The HUD is freaking the fuck out.
Of course, because every
course.
time you hit a button, it tries to switch to the other one.
And it's doing it the whole time, right? But I'm like, but I'm moving.
Yeah.
And I'm shooting and it's working. Hold on a minute. Take a moment, refigure it out, see what I can do to make the buttons I need appear in the places they should be. And then you get that ridiculous screenshot that I posted of, this is Woolie's configs for Overwatch. And it worked and it felt good. Here's the problem, though.
Yeah.
It became immediately apparent that having your D-pad set to your E and your left shift is stupid because you have to take your thumb off the stick to use
That's right.
the biggest flaw in the game.
Yeah.
Right? So immediately after posting
Oh my
that,
God, is that how it is on controller?
No.
Having the D-pad with your...
No.
No,
it's
not by default.
Okay.
It's not. It's shoulder button, but because he only has one half of the controller,
Right,
he
right,
loses
right,
face
right.
I
buttons.
lose those faces buttons,
Yeah.
right? So immediately after posting that, within the hour, I get up, I go over to Best Buy, I buy myself some fucking
get a mouse with
esports
buttons on it.
headphones, and I get a mouse with more buttons on it.
Yeah.
Right?
More button mouse was always going to be one of the paths that you were on. Like, where the fuck is my mouse? Like, my mouse has, it's like 2 extra buttons on the side.
Yeah.
But you only really need one of those, and it helps.
So I didn't go for one of those crazy ass transformer robot thingies.
No, those are too much. You don't need that.
I
You
just-
don't want the Razer Naga or whatever.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. That was for MMOs or whatever. Like I just got the one that has the 2 extras on the side where your thumbs go, and that's ability 1 and ability 2.
Yeah, that's fine.
And
Where your thumbs go on each side of the mouse.
yeah, both of them. And
So
then
here's the question.
Woolie's
You
Overwatch
know
setup.
Titanfall's button layout.
it is way more involved than Overwatch's.
And,
Yeah.
is this going to work?
I don't know, but I'll figure it out.
Because there's a couple problems you're going to run into. One,
Yeah.
that's a severe lack of buttons. Because if you're using mouse controls,
Yeah.
mouse controls are built to only have like 2 or 3 buttons on the mouse
Yeah.
and have everything else be on the keyboard.
I'm using the wheel as well.
Yeah, but still,
Yeah.
right?
Wheel up, wheel down, wheel press.
And like Overwatch is really fantastic with its controller support that has the quick switch.
but it's so simple in the game.
But not all games are going to do
Are
that.
that
Are going to
simple?
quick
No,
switch
for sure.
Some games you're going to set to one or the other, and this thing isn't going to work.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Like I would still highly suggest that you drill down and work on mouse and keyboard, because you're going to hit a game that you really want to play.
It's a skill.
and
You can put that on your resume.
and you're not going to be able to play it in the way that you want.
So the main fear I had with this,
like the first Witcher game.
Yeah, like the first Witcher.
the main fear I had with this was the same problem I had with like learning a weird arcade stick was the moment the moment it broke.
Yeah, because you used an octagonal gate.
Yeah.
And you'd forget your stick.
The moment you don't have your setup,
and all of a sudden you'd be like, well,
You're done.
I can't do my thing on
can't play it
everyone else's stick.
it's you're done. You're fucking done. And I don't want that to happen to me again. But I did see that like even without that all the buttons on the mouse, there is remember that? So did you see that creepy thing I posted, which is the PS2 mouse pad attached to
Yeah.
it fucking thing or PS3 thing? That's real. And that company exists. And they have been refining their product over the years, and they now have it down to what is essentially a nunchuck.
Okay.
And
Is that what you're doing?
That always
it's a
made more
USB
sense.
nunchuck, and I might just be going that way.
What's it called? Because I want to pull this up and get a look at
God
it.
damn it, I forget the name.
Oh, well,
but
good job. That was a really good segment.
but I mean, if you, it's like,
I'm sure they appreciate the plug.
well, yeah, I haven't gotten the actual thing yet. But it's like if you look up like PS3 mouse controller, and then you find that company's picture of their product, and then you find their new stuff. It's just a nunchuck for PC on USB.
This thing.
No, so you're looking at
I'm looking at the Splitfish Frag Effects PS3 controller.
Splitfish is the company.
Oh my god, this thing is a
So
nightmare.
this thing.
That's an older one, but that's one of them.
Okay, but effectively.
But that's
that thing?
effectively that. Yeah.
It's basically like a.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
nunchuck.
I see it.
Splitfish is the
With
company.
worse-
They have a couple
worse ergonomics.
versions. They have a couple versions of it.
buddy. You're
This is sad.
really in there, huh? This is
Like this thing?
That's the one.
that's a fucking path you got going on.
The main deal is a thumb going up, down, left, right on the stick is for me better than WASD is.
Yeah. Well, it is better. Period. Because
The stick
it's an
does more,
analog
yeah.
control system versus a digital control system.
Yeah.
It is better. And the reason why that's okay for WASD is because the mouse is infinite analog, 360 in both axes.
Yes.
So that totally makes up for any of that digital movement. But the primary strength of the keyboard is that your fingers can move 1 centimeter and hit like 6 extra keys.
It's like
And-
a hitbox.
And you have all the extra buttons.
Yeah, it's like a hitbox.
E,
or more.
Q, Z, X, C, F, and E.
Also,
Shift. Like, I don't know the layout of the keyboard, but I can do that in my brain because that's a whole extra controller's worth of buttons within a centimeter.
My brother originally had something that looked like a mouse, but it was stationary, and at the tips of the fingers were all these extra buttons.
Yeah.
And he had the thing like that. That's a weird thing I'm probably not going to do. But what's nice is freaking people out by slow walking on the PC version, which is something that nobody can do.
because everyone just hits the key.
So they go, "What the fuck, Woolie? Are you disconnected? Are you still there? What's happening?" And I'm like, "I'm just walking slow."
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
No, that's a definite
That is,
thing.
yeah, totally.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm right now.
I wish you luck, but I worry about say Titanfall.
I worry
Yeah.
about your future.
And the truth is I'm going to take it a step at a time and do what needs doing when it comes to that bridge.
And if you find a game that you're like, I want to play this, but my options don't work, you're going to try and figure out a different lap board, or
I'll figure something out,
or a little tray setup or something.
I'm never going to be fucking sitting on the stage fighting whatever the nine.
Group Nazis?
No. What are they?
Day 9?
Day 9,
Cloud 9.
Cloud 9.
Yeah, there you go.
Or whatever. Like I saw the ESL Invitational. There was some
Cloud
crazy
Nazis.
ass strats that were going down on that thing. And I'm watching competitive, but I'm never gonna fucking be at that point. So.
Yeah, no. Watching Overwatch competitive makes me feel like shit. Like it's a fucking
Watching
different game.
any shooter competitive,
It's a different game.
But I learned so much
just
from
give up
it.
on life.
Or just watching Seagull videos, man.
Yeah.
That dude's fucking crazy. Anyway.